I think that AI is going to be the greatest force for economic empowerment and that a lot of people are going to get rich more than we've ever seen. Those are not my words. Those are the words from OpenAI chief and all-around AI main character, Sam the Altman. And sure, part of his job is to be bullish on AI, obviously, but considering the mind-blowing progress that we have seen recently in the AI space, we should probably be paying attention to the fast-growing AI world and how big of an economic opportunity it's going to be for early investors. In fact, AI is getting so good that Hollywood A-lister Scarlett Johansson is currently pretty damn pissed at Sam the Altman and OpenAI because the new ChatGPT voice sounds, well, just like she does. So let's get the lowdown on that situation, but also what the heck is going on in AI. In fact, look at 7 different ways that AI is about to change absolutely everything. Number 1, a real life her. Now, if you didn't watch the movie yet and you want a taste of where we're probably heading for digital relationships and all the other crazy stuff that the world's going to come to in a short amount of time, go take some time, watch that 2013 sci-fi romance. Her stars Joaquin Phoenix. Of course, you know, Joker was his best performance, obviously, but this is a fun movie anyway. Anyway, he regular guy, Joaquin, and then Scarlett Johansson, the voice of the AI operating system that doesn't have a body, but is so advanced that Joaquin Phoenix ends up falling in love with it anyway. Now, why is that especially relevant right now? Well, after the release of the latest ChatGPT version, Sam Altman tweeted the title of the movie, just the word her. And when videos of the new product went viral, it didn't go unnoticed that OpenAI's devs had basically cranked up the horny settings to 11 on the voice. And after that, Scarlett Johansson revealed that OpenAI had indeed approached her to voice the AI, but that she had not agreed. And she is now actually considering legal action because, again, it sounds just like she does. In fact, OpenAI worked with other voice actors, one of whom sounds pretty similar to Scarlett Johansson. But anyway, the company has, for the moment, dropped that particular voice. Anyway, whatever happens in the whole thing there, that standoff, the point is that we now have real life her type technology. It's kind of scary. Now, it's not yet quite up to the standards of what we see in that movie, but this tech is improving all the time and it's improving so fast that it's probably not going to be long. So we're probably soon going to have artificial personal assistants, for example, that have personalities, they're cheeky, they have memories, stuff like this, can perform tasks for us, and which act, well, like humans, don't they? Minus, of course, the physical presence. And you know, people are going to fall in love with these things, man. It's just what's going to happen. Anyway, then there's the more far outside of, you know, assistants with personalities, which of course is, again, that companionship thing. And that doesn't have to be romantic companionship. It can be friendship, right? Right? Doesn't have to be all weird all the time. It's probably going to be weird a lot, though, isn't it? Leading to romantic relationships with computers, man. What kind of world are we heading to? Other bizarre connections, I can only imagine. We're pretty creative people. We'll find all kinds of weird ways to interact with AI. Anyway, speaking of weird, have you ever heard of the dead internet theory? You see, this relates to AI, but before that rabbit hole, it's very interesting. Just a quick reminder, every week my team and I publish the best damn newsletter in the cryptocurrency business. It's called Wealth Mastery, and it is always ahead of the curve on all kinds of things happening in the crypto space: altcoins, meme coins, ETFs, NFTs, DeFi, charts, and much more. There's data, there's analysis. You can join a 125,000 plus strong community totally for free using the link down below in the description or the pinned comment over on X. All right, now back to the topic. The reason I mentioned the dead internet theory is because it ties in with the possibility that AI actually replaces search engines. So instead of Googling for resources to try to solve some kind of problem, you just directly tell your AI what you need or what you want to know, and it does the work for you. It goes, it looks, it scours the internet looking for those answers. And then instead of giving you 1,000 different websites to look at, it just answers your question, or perhaps summarizes the information that you need or gives you the top 5 responses or whatever it might be. You can probably see straight away here, of course, there are big advantages to streamlining that kind of process, but also some potential very dangerous issues. On the positive side, it might be super efficient, saves you a lot of time. a lot of energy. Instead of having to go and look through all the damn sites and read everything or read 5 different articles that don't really apply to what you're trying to figure out, you just get the information that you want all packaged up, delivered straight over to you. You can also perform the search in natural language. And you can also then ask for further details on what you get. Oh, that's very interesting about the Roman Empire. Tell me more about Emperor Hadrian, for example. Where did he build that wall? Stuff like this. Again, all in natural language. You'll be able to do this visually as well. For example, showing photos to the AI and asking questions. What is this flower? What kind of dog breed is this? Stuff like that. Or even showing it exactly what you're looking at through a phone lens, which is all pretty damn crazy and amazing if you ask me. But the drawbacks, of course, there's some scary stuff going on here too. The question is, what happens to existing business models which rely on getting traffic into sites if search engines, of course, are no longer bringing in humans and content is just being skimmed over by AIs instead? It's a big change coming to the internet. And then there's the fact, of course, that you're having to put your trust in AI systems that are managed by giant tech companies instead of decentralized AI systems, which are more trustworthy. It's already been shown that you get very strange results from centralized AI. The whole woke Gemini fiasco. Show me a picture of the president, of the first president of the United States. Some black woman or something like that comes up. It's like, what? What is this? AI was coming up with comically inaccurate versions of history that had somehow gone through this like Silicon Valley diversity scheme thing. And then, of course, there's the dead internet theory that I mentioned. We're back to that. This is kind of a conspiracy theory posing that since around 2016, the majority of content on the web is actually artificial. It's all actually bots already. It's all AI generated and algorithmically controlled. And most of the accounts responding to that content are also artificial. So basically, humans are already sidelined on the internet. The bots are just making content and talking to themselves about it, which is a pretty crazy theory, right? Or is it just ahead of the time? After all, put together AI search, AI generated content, and how is that really different from the dead internet theory? And that's kind of what we're already starting to look at. I'll leave that one up for you to think over a bit more. Crazy internet, man. Now let's take a look at something that sci-fi fans, of course, have been waiting for really their whole lives. Robots. Robots, man, they're coming. Number 3, intelligent robot workers. See, there's a lot of debate in AI circles right now about whether true AGI, that's artificial general intelligence, actually needs to have a physical body or whether it's legit even if it only functions in a virtual space. It's a topic, of course, very much open to debate and argument. Perhaps it's kind of a moot point anyway, realistically, since developers are already exceeding expectations on the AI front and engineers are powering ahead on the robotics component. I mean, have you seen some of these robots? It's inevitable that the two are going to end up being combined. Obviously, crazy future we're heading for. In fact, it's already happening with AI robotics firm Figure installing ChatGPT in a humanoid robot, and the results are incredible. Incredible, as in extremely natural voice. It interacts, it explains its actions, all natural language stuff. You just talk to it, speculates about what to do next. It describes its surroundings, it follows instructions to perform tasks. Really incredible stuff's happening already. Robots might be affordable at some point too, as we can see from a video recently released by Unitree Robotics showing a humanoid model that's priced from $16,000, which, okay, not everybody can afford, but enough people can. And eventually it'll probably be as cheap as a damn iPhone. So are we all going to have not just AI assistants working for us online, but AI butlers picking up around the house? I'm ready. I'm ready. Come take out the trash, man. Seriously plausible, as are intelligent robots in the workplace. And yes, yet again, this is already starting to happen, as Amazon at the last count had 750,000 robots deployed in its different warehouses and has been trialing humanoid robots already. Pretty cool, right? But what about more creative tasks? What brings us to number 4, which is creative content on demand. You see, the Sora model from OpenAI blew people away when it was first shown earlier this year. Basically, it creates realistic video from text prompts, currently up to a minute long. And look, obviously it's not perfect, but it is giving us a glimpse of technology that lets users simply tell it what kind of media content they want, and it's then produced right there on demand, which is crazy. Most recently, we saw the release of GPT 4.0, and that's the one with the not quite Scarlett Johansson voice, which is a multimodal model, meaning it deals with text, visuals, and audio, both for input and for output. So again, you have the capacity for that creative content production, all done, again, through natural prompts. You just talk to it using not only text, but visuals, audio, all that kind of stuff, right? Which is all crazy and stunning. But it might have some creatives and other professionals too wondering if AI is coming for their jobs. Yeah, it is. It is. Watch out. All the YouTubers are going to be AI in a few years, probably. Number 5, of course, brings us up to job replacement or job enhancement. See, it looks like AI will be able to do some or maybe a lot of tasks. We already looked at its creative utility, at how combined with robotics, it can take care of manual labor, for example. And looking at ChatGPT 4.0, it's pretty easy to imagine that instead of, for example, calling a business to sort out a problem, AI can just do it for you. And in that case, why the heck would call centers not also employ AI to deal with all their incoming calls? And then, of course, we have a strange possibility where your AI personal assistant contacts an AI customer service assistant. Imagine that. Humans are completely out of the loop, just two AIs talking to each other. Oh, man. Suddenly, we are living in a very different world to the one that we're in right now. And we're on the verge of all this stuff happening. All that said, though, it's probably better not to wonder whether you'll be replaced by AI, but instead, whether you might be replaced by someone using AI. Or in other words, if AI has disruptive potential this huge, then it's a pretty damn good idea to dive in and figure out all the things that you can do with it right now. And here's something to think about. In chess competitions that had humans, computers, and human-computer teams, known as centaurs, competing against each other, the human-computer teams came out on top. There's a lesson there, I feel, in our future with AI. Number 6 here, the intersection with cryptocurrency, going back, of course, to those AI assistants. With the latest iteration of ChatGPT, its desktop app can now read your screen, making autonomous online action a real possibility. And if we're going to be getting our AI off on completing tasks for us, might as well be useful, right? As long as we trust it, of course. If it can complete, for example, financial transactions on our behalf, that becomes very interesting. And in that case, what better way for a digital agent to transact than by using digital currencies? Bitcoin, decentralized finance, digital stores of value, digital art, meme coins, metaverse land, real world assets traded on different blockchains. All of this stuff is up in the air, and no one is quite sure which parts are going to really have a lot of value, where it's all headed long term. But from a broad perspective, digital money and digital assets potentially go hand in hand with autonomous AI agents working on our behalf. And that's not even scratching the surface of crypto and AI, decentralized GPU networks and decentralized algorithms and all the rest of the stuff. There's a lot of synergy between the two markets. Number 7, extreme power needs. And finally, this isn't exactly how AI will change the world directly, but about how incoming demand for AI will indeed change the world. And what I'm talking about here is the need for power, more power, as in electricity, that kind of power. Figures show that a ChatGPT search consumes around 10 times more power than a Google search. Although you could argue that one ChatGPT search gets you as much information as multiple Google searches. So perhaps you can argue the efficiency here. Anyway, there have been some pretty wild predictions about AI power consumption. Remember, people are going to start like saying stuff like, hey, can you make me a new season of Game of Thrones? And then the Sora will just do it. That's going to require a lot of power. Goldman Sachs is estimating 160% increase in AI-driven data center power demand by 2030. One possible result of this, of course, is increased of this increased demand is that data centers will have to use their own modular nuclear power stations to generate enough electricity. Maybe. And actually, this kind of thing is taking place. Amazon recently acquired a data center in Pennsylvania that's directly powered by a next door nuclear power plant. We're going to need a lot more energy, guys. And then there's a company in California called Oklo, which actually manufactures modular reactors. Cool. Recently agreed to sell some nuclear generated power to data center firm Equinox. And as it happens, Oklo is partly backed by none other than Sam the Altman. He's everywhere. That OpenAI guy. Anyway, from an investment point of view, this means that if you want to make gains from AI, then one kind of roundabout way of doing that might be to invest in energy and utilities, because holy crap, we're going to get a lot more power for all the AI stuff, because it's going to be sucking up gargantuan amounts of power in the next 10 or 20 years. Of course, until it gets smart enough to figure out a new futuristic free energy technology. That's for later. By which time Scarlett Johansson might, of course, be on the board too anyway. But even before all that happens, it already looks like AI is ushering in a new and very different world from the one that we all grew up in. And it's exciting and kind of scary. Anyway, thanks for watching.